Right there. Kija misses with the nade. He prepped it and he couldn't shoot him. Oh my God! Kija just walked up to him and knifed him. Oh, but Neo shoots Kija in the head. Oh no!
It's your man, Pooh Nanners, your Texas caster and hype master.
And the admin that gets weepy in a teepee, I'm Sleepy.
That's right. Sleepy is on location at No Man's Place with the Pink Stingray. We couldn't get his green screen to be compatible with our studio, so forgive us. He's a little ghosty, but he is here. He's Sleepy and Ghosty. Can we change your name? I don't know. Anyway.
I can be Ghosty for tonight. That's fine. I'll just be Ghosty.
We do not have a lot for you this time around. We had trouble getting the sheet in time to captains, but please keep sending us those clips and keep us informed so we can put those clips out for everybody else and let everybody know what's going on. Speaking of clips, let's make them good. We had Sinister Pride versus Ember in an uncasted but insanely close, if the scores are to believe, match. However, the clip that was sent in was just completely unusable. What did you think about that clip when we first looked at it, Sleepy?
Well, I mean, yeah. It caught the action, but it didn't catch the action. Basically, it was a player in the tent who had already died watching his teammate rush in, get a nice kill and a cap, but they were looking here, they were looking there, they were looking at the table, so you kind of saw the clip kind of halfway. So
he was planning the next round, you know.
Yeah,
not exactly.
Yeah, it wasn't
usable, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so Sinister Pride were able to win that match 8-9, going 4-3 and then 4-2, and then completely getting blown out on Bazaar. But at that point, they had already won. And so it was all for the matchmaker points at that point. What do they call the MMR? What does that stand for? Is that matchmaker rank?
Matchmaking ranking?
Matchmaking rating. That's what Trip, who was featured in that opening clip, has just told us inside our headphones. But moving on to the next match, we had SMC Tactical versus Silent but Deadly. SMC been a bit on a downward trend lately, as we've been covering here week to week. They're not at the top of their game, that's for sure. Especially at the start of the first map, Bazaar, though they did warm up a lot as the rounds went on. And it certainly shows in this matchup that Silent but Deadly has not been slacking in their training.
No, they have been putting it on strong, and we're going to see that right now. We're going to see SMC here getting a little bit too aggressive on the defense, and Silent but Deadly, Dr. Sean is going to utilize his smoke very well, and he's going to sneak right on over to the objective, and nobody's aware, but our caster finally realizes, and there we go. We see the camera come up overhead. He's inside. No one can see him. Captain Soda can't see him, and there's the cap. Silent but Deadly put 2 on the board, and I mean, that's amazing for a team, Silent but Deadly, to cap against some just...
With the likes of SMC, like just the name alone, you know what they're bringing. And Silent but Deadly, I mean, they're a great team too, but you wouldn't expect them to bring that kind of damage against the likes of SMC.
No.
But SMC were able to pull out the win, 11-7. But you know they gave up Bazaar 3-4. Then they went into Tanker, got a 4-1 there, and then 4-2 on Quarantine. So not too bad. It just started off a little rusty and came in pretty close. The next match we have is G-Men versus Danglers. You're old guys. Now, I think you know a little bit about how this one went down?
Yeah, I casted this one actually, and it was a hell of a matchup, honestly. It was very tight the whole game. Danglers took the first map 4-1, then G-Men answer back with their own 4-1, and then Danglers come in and just completely blow it out of the water on the third map, and we'll see that here, but I mean, if you go back and watch the VOD or if you watch live, I honestly, even as a former member of Danglers, I couldn't call it at the start of the match. I had no idea who was really going to win it because Danglers had been playing well in these last few weeks, pulling out some pretty crazy wins. I mean, nobody expected them to beat Phoenix. I mean, even Danglers were kind of expecting to lose that based on how Phoenix played. So I didn't really know who to give it to, so I ended up giving it to Danglers at the start of the game because that's my old team, you know, why not? But yeah, I mean, G-Men put up a hell of a fight, but Danglers killing it.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Let's roll into these clips and we'll see exactly what happens. So here on the first map, we're on Suburbia here. Dangler's already, as you can see, with a nice little 3.8. And you see, look at that beautiful, just, oh my God, long range grenade. Plenus throwing it from the spawn house on the south side of the map all the way over to the lane 1 truck. And then we move into our next clip where Riboman is going to pull a sleepy and fall asleep. And Buxton has written this as SL33P on the objective. Swooty is going to walk right up to it and cap it. And I remember as this play unfolded thinking like, oh my God, Swooty has found like the invisible man route. And here you can see he's able to walk up and cap from an interesting spot as well, and just blown away. And finally, we go into the final map, which is Q1. I'm sorry. That's the second map. No, it was the final map. And then Dangler's just dominating on this map so far. You can see 3-0. And this is the very final round. A very heavy push from the far east spawn onto center burning. We see Riboman coming in, picking up a kill on Nebraska Mouth, and he's already got Tablet out. This is the last round. And a quick as usual, here is the cap. No, there it is. Danglers go up 5-0, and they do clinch the series completely with that. But man, it couldn't have been a closer game up until map 3. It was just back and forth. Like I said, Danglers took that first one 4-1. G-Men returned the volley. It was a dead even score going into the last map.
Blowout in quarantine, though. I mean, pull up 5 points.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. If something happened to G-Men or if Danglers were just on quarantine. But yeah, I was not expecting the third map to blow out. I was expecting us to go to the last point.
Not at all. Not at all. Danglers end up winning that series 10-5. So well done to Danglers. Now, let's talk about the highly anticipated Button Cup match, Beginners versus Globochem. They actually were casting this while I was casting something else. Sleepy had to come in and let me know in the chat that it was happening while I was casting, and I was like, oh no! What have I done? This fated Button Cup 2 match, or I guess it's technically the second one of this season, so would it be Button Cup 3?
Yeah, officially it's like the third Button Cup, but the second of this season. But whatever, Button Cup 2 is fine. Yeah.
So let's take a look at how these clips played out.
That's right. And I mean, this game is exactly what we all expected it to be. I mean, it's Globo versus Beginners. They never disappoint. And then the first one, Raphael, going to be temporarily shutting down the Southwest Bazaar. He's going to throw out an expert nade here, and our cameraman did a fantastic job following this, I think, in Nightfire. Yeah, and look at that. He finds 2. He gets Woods 43 and IC Woods. Then we see Pants and Toast find a pick onto Kev there as well in this clip. I mean, but that grenade from Raphael, just amazing. Now we move up to Downfall, and this is going to be our nade of the week. Killinger, he's going to be tossing one out. Here it comes in off the center screen, and it'll get enough bounce to take Raphael down. And I can see exactly why Buxton might give that nade of the week. Globochem making a desperate 2-man push onto the objective. It almost works out, but here we're going to see how the events unfold. We see a defender rushing in. Raphael's able to take him down. Smoils is going to find Toast, and here comes Raphael. He's checking all his spots. He's checking the corner. A little pre-fire from Smoils, and Raphael will trade, and that'll take Beginners 2-2. Now, from the same round, actually, or no, I'm sorry, the very next round, Toast's going to clean up. Icy Wood's going to get a nice push in here, and a cap attempt's going to be made, but they're not going to secure this. No, Auto finds Woods and Smoils. I think that might have been a C4 detonation we saw. And Globochem secure that and stay alive. The match is going to end up going 3-3, as you can see here. And then after a hard-fought push in the south, we're going to see the Beginners with very little time left, 30 seconds. Icy Woods tries to put a push up on Pants, or Woods 43 tries to push up on Pants. It doesn't work. Icy Woods finds his way to the basement. He clears out the defender. Now he's got backup downstairs. Kev's in the corner. He's punching to the code. Icy Woods giving him cover. And Beginners take the map, take the series 5-3 there. But all of it, just the whole way down to the wire, as you would expect from a Globochem Beginners game. And it was just exciting watch. I mean, this is the first time I've ever popped into someone's stream, told them something was happening, and they say, hey, thank you guys for stopping in here, but you should go over to this Twitch channel because this game is happening. because it's exactly what Poonanners did when I dropped in to say, hey,
yeah. That's the match
going on. Yeah, it's good.
Anytime you're going to see beginners in Global Chem play, you're going to be watching basically the Super Bowl of Onward play, or the big game. I guess we're not allowed to say that word anymore. Anyway, beginners win 11-9 on that series. Very great to watch. I believe we still have more Button Cup matches scheduled, and we will talk about that later. Instead, we're going to talk about our last matchup, Burning Chrome versus Dead Logic. Now, this is another one that I didn't expect much from. I didn't know how it was going to go, but I do know that we have a couple of clips that were sent in that we're going to see how it played out.
Yeah, absolutely. This one's going to be a pretty nice nade here and a nice nade dodge, but we'll let the action play out and see exactly what unfolds. We see, can't read who that is there. I think it's Keija rocking the shield. Yeah, it is.
Going into full bus driver.
Yeah, a little firefight there. Here comes the grenade out. A nice place grenade, and he does get the down. But now the other defenders are onto him. Some pickups coming in from other directions. The grenade comes out from the defender, but Keija quick on the move. He's able to back up and shield himself from the blast. And now it's back to the gunfight between him and the defender. He's got his flashlight out, which may actually help him out in this night engagement. He does get the kill. And he does take the round for Dead Logic. They end up taking the map against Burning Chrome there. And then we're going to see another super long grenade here. This one comes from the burning house on the south side of the map, all the way back to lane 1 side on the north side. So very long grenade there.
Yeah,
I mean, we had 3 long grenades on this show this week that I think all have potential for Grenade of the Week. I think maybe we should do a Twitter poll. And
it's
see
Buxton,
what the people think.
Buxton calls the nade of the week.
Okay, fair enough.
We love Buxton. Dead Logic actually ended up winning that series 12-6, and Dead Logic been pushing up a lot of progress as they've been going. We've been covering their rise and their their original getting togetherness and getting better at the game, and it's fun to watch them do that. Especially, it's also fun watching the bus driver, bus. A tactic actually working quite well. I want to talk to Dante. It's like, hey, can we make it so you can grab the shield, but like at the bottom, and like if you see a grenade coming, you can just like bat it away. That'd be like a fun tick.
Well, there's been some topic for debate with the shield because of lack of simulated weight. I think that's somehow gotten busted in some updates. So the intended weight of the shield or virtual weight of the shield is supposed to be heavier, so it would be slower moving.
Yeah.
However, apparently that's been a little borked, so people are taking advantage of that again, and hopefully that gets fixed. So your whole idea of batting with a shield, maybe not as likely if they add the correct weight into it.
Sure. Yeah, fair enough, though. Those things got to be really heavy. Let's take a look at how all of this has affected the season standings. As we can see, beginners sitting at the top now over Global Chem. Danglers holding up on 3rd. Lemon Squad going in 4th. And Phoenix still hold on to that 5th spot. Boss Fight having fallen all the way down to 6th. They've been holding into that position for a while. You've got SMC Tactical going all the way down to 8 with G-Men above them. Animal House holding on to 9 and creeping well into that top 10 and holding on that position. And then Legionnaires and Blaze taking up the tail end on those. Let's take a look at the Button Cup while we're at it. The Button Cup still we're going 4-3. I believe that's 4 North America side, 3 on the European side, if I'm reading that correctly, right?
That is correct. The North American teams have taken it, as you can see on your screen there. We're 0 matches left to schedule. I do believe that the EU forfeited 1 round. I believe one of the European teams was not able to schedule their match. So I believe they forfeited their game. So it's a little bit of a contentious win for the NA there, as one of the games was a gimme. But they do win according to the matches.
We had some gimmies in the previous Button Cup as well.
That's true. We did have some gimmies in the last one as well.
To be fair, those gimmies were after EU was already winning, though, so it didn't really affect the score much. But hey, fair is fair. You got to play your games. So let's move on to the. Now we did not have anybody sending clips from the VR League, but we're going to take a look at what they did in the North American Cup. For I believe this is Cup 2. Global Chem going in undefeated. Now remember, they play one map. Each team plays one map against another team in a Swiss format, and it's first to 3 points. So it's a very quick rounds. As
only 5-minute rounds as compared to the 6 that you're used to with VR Master League.
And league admins are very happy about that because it says it showcases Onward in a more digestible format for people who are new to it and are not aware of that. And that's what you're going to get in VR League. They're not going to be a long-time viewers. So instead of an hour-long match, you get a 30-minute match. So it makes sense. And I think they'll go with longer format matches when they actually do finals or whatever. So this is just to kind of get that ranking, so to speak. So you got Mob Squad, G-Men, and Danglers all holding those top 4 spots. SMC, Tactical, Phoenix, and Blaze holding the spots that are pretty much reflective of what we see with VRML, with the exception of Mob Squad and G-Men sitting above Danglers in kind of an unexpected position. I think Danglers will try to figure out how to do this single map business as time lets on. Let's take a look at the EU lineup and see how they did in their cup. So we had Boss Fight sitting on top, undefeated this time around. I believe actually they did the same thing. Was it? No, they didn't do it previous week. It's just this week they sat undefeated. And then Beginners actually going 3-1 and Vikings actually going 2-2. Vikings been stepping it up week over week in the VRML. Now, Sleepy, you had thought that was kind of funny with Boss Fight sitting on top. Is it they're only playing seriously in the VRL?
Oh no, I'm actually laughing at the logo for Article 13 there. It is a meme of our wonderful former moderator Parzival as like the cowardly lion from The Wizard of Oz, but it looks like some things have also been added to the photo. So I'm going to have to go check that one out afterwards. It just caught me off guard when you pulled up the standings. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting. If you look at both of those standings, both NA and EU, the rankings are a little shook up. But from speaking with the players, some of the buy rounds that some teams are getting are, shaking things up a little bit. But, there's still more time to play. I think there's one more cup before this one concludes, and then the next one starts.
Who are Article 13 there? Do you know who's on that team?
I'm not
Have you seen it?
sure, but I'm assuming that there's someone from the Onward community, because that's the only place I know that's the only place I know that photo exists, but I could be wrong.
I know that AMOC is actually a Echo Combat team, and they recently got pulled into Team Gravity. So over in Echo Combat, they had to rename themselves as Team Gravity. But if they're still playing as AMOC over here for Onward, that's pretty interesting. And that they were able to win one, so I wondered who they played against, because it could not have been against any of the veterans I would expect. But in
my
one
guess
map,
would be Loyal Dogs. They are a VR arcade team that plays.
Oh yeah,
together.
that's right. Yeah.
Now they
Caltrops. Yeah, he's always changing names. You can't ever trust that guy. So something else. We'll come back to the cameras now. Let's talk about this giveaway that Buxton had made a note here about. Do we have giveaway winners, Sleepy?
Yes, we do. We do have giveaway winners. I wish I had that list off.
It's in the run show. Just scroll down.
Oh, hi. Yeah, so we did have winners, and of course they have been announced already in the Discord, but the winners were Zach Fontaine, actually our director, Triple Nipple was one of the winners, Westcott, Ludovici, and F. Lipinski. So all great people.
What did they win?
From the community. They did win $50 gift cards to Steam, I believe. Right, Noman? Yes. So Steam gift cards, $50. I think all you had to do was follow the various social media accounts, maybe retweet something in order to gain more chances for entry. And it is something that engaged our community quite well. But we we plan on doing it again in the future. So always make sure and stay tuned to all our social medias for that stuff, because we're going to be trying to do that stuff more frequently. Actually, that's kind of what we're doing here. That's kind of why I'm on the road right now. We're trying to branch out and
grab yourself some sponsors, some other people want to jump in and get part of that VRML awesomeness. Well, that is it for us here at VRespawn. Thanks to all our players and viewers for supporting the show. Show us some love in the comments to get a conversation going, as this helps the show rank up and get more exposure to people who don't know about the league yet.
That's right. And keep those clips coming, folks. If your game doesn't get cast, and I know it's hard in these last few weeks as we've been busy, send in those first-person view clips. But please make sure you're looking at the screen if you're in the tent.
Yeah, you got to look right at the screen and try to record those good moments for us. Again, I am Poonanders, joined by VRML Mod, Caster, and former Dangler Sleepy.
That's right. Poonanders, and the show is brought to you by VRespawn.com, your one and only source for VR esports news. Be sure and subscribe to the channel and follow us on Twitter to see what we're up to.
This episode was written by Buxton with the help of a handful of our team captains. All praise unto Buxton, who suffers as part of the keyboard so that we don't have to. Triple Nipple, as always, is our outstanding director. All right, Sleepy, send us home.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell so you know the next time we get a video live. We've got a lot more action to bring you next week. So we'll see you then. Good night, everybody.